Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal. And this week and this episode in hockey, congratulations are in order to Viddy for correctly predicting the cup winner, number of games, and the final score.
Yeah, no wager put. So,
So he did all of that for nothing.
Yeah, I could have been a very rich man tonight, but
But nope. Instead, you're doing this show.
yeah. Yay. I'm getting rich in experience, right, folks? Because that pays the bills.
Exposure.
But
if you haven't heard, the Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
First Stanley Cup win in franchise history after almost boofing it.
They call them the cardiac cats for a reason, right?
Yeah. So our last episode talking about the cup final, we were talking about, Florida's got this in the bag. They're up 3-0. No way they lose.
Yeah.
And then Edmonton forces a game 7 on Monday, June 24th, which just ended a few hours before we were recording this.
Yeah.
And it goes up to game 7, and then the Panthers win game 7 2-1 to win the series 4-3.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I wasted a week.
I can't help but think that if there was one more game, Edmonton would have won it as well. You know what I mean? I think this was just like almost like they were playing with their backs against the wall. I think that pressure was needed. Like Florida has proven now that they play well under pressure. There was pressure to win the first 3, and then they got complacent a little bit. And it felt like this game they actually came out and played like they wanted to win a cup. So
I don't know, man. Seeing a team come back all the way back from 3-0 in a cup final. I'm like, okay, Florida, if you had this game in you, couldn't you have just saved us all the time a little bit? Like,
yeah, it was part of the Gary Bettman plan. Get the ratings up, the revenue up a little bit. Yeah,
give Canada just that much of hope.
This might be Gary Bettman's cruelest movie. Yeah, no cup for 32 years now, right? Yep. Like no
since
cup for
93.
Yeah, no cup for 32 years now. And just drag it out, just a little extra salt in the wound. But that being said, I think the Conn Smythe nominee, or I guess the Conn Smythe winner, was the actual correct one this year.
Yeah, Connor McDavid wins the Conn Smythe, just the second skater in history to win the Conn Smythe after losing in the Cup final.
Just really second
skater?
Oh, skater.
Not counting goalies.
Okay, yeah.
Second skater in history.
Yeah.
To win the Conn Smythe on the losing team in the Cup final. You were saying you think they got it right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're challenging Gretzky records, me and Gretzky records, like we talked about the Ovi thing and everything. So when you're challenging the great one, it's kind of a wrap. At that point, you kind of just have to like respect that and give it to them. And I'm sure the Florida Panthers don't care that nobody on that team won a Conn Smythe. I'm pretty sure they'll be happy with the Stanley Cup instead. So like I think they did get it right. And as you said before we started recording, McDavid is probably going to be on the plane, not giving a shit about this trophy at all. Yeah. But it's good motivation, I suppose.
I mean, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one.
Really?
Like, I do not like the whole Conn Smythe going to a player on the losing team.
I agree with that, but I think it was the right prediction or right choice in this case. Just because, like, again, Gretzky records on the line and you're threatening that, I feel like you kind of have to give it to him.
Yeah, but like at the same time, all those points that he scored, the majority of them were not in the series, right? Like, yes, he had those 2 really big games.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, he was already on pace for the record outside of this series with the Panthers. Mm-hmm. And if you look at this, the playoffs as a whole, which is what the Conn Smythe is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It should go to someone who won the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And like, I understand the argument for not giving it to Bobrovsky, especially after that 8-1 game, which was, I think, game 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4. It was 8-1. I understand not giving it to Bobrovsky, but how do you not give it to Barkov?
You think? Barkov?
Barkov, yeah. I mean, look what he did.
I thought he was number 3 on the list, to be honest.
I mean, look what he did shutting down the top offense all the way through to the playoffs.
That's true.
And outside of 2 games, he shut down Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
That is true.
Draisaitl he shut down for 7 games.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So you think it should always go to a winning team?
I think so.
I would like to see that change, but until that actually changes, I think this was the right choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, he's the MVP, but he wasn't good enough to win.
Yeah. Nobody remembers it. Nobody will. People will remember
the Conn
it.
Smythe.
People will remember it, but it's just going to be like, oh yeah, but who won the cup that year? It's just going to be always that asterisk. You know what I mean? So.
And the last time it happened was 2003 with not 3.
J.S. Giguère.
Yeah, J.S. Giguère.
No, I think you're right. 2003 was Anaheim, New Jersey.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So that was 2003. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, in what is that now? 20 years?
21
years.
21 years.
Yeah. It's only happened twice.
Yeah.
Which is rare, I get, but I don't know. I'm going to be the old man yelling at the cloud on this one.
Yeah. No. I would like to see that rule changed, but until it does change, I'm not going to think twice about it. So either way, insane cup finals, and I mean,
yeah, something
eventually
I think
the better team won.
We can agree on. Do you think this is the most entertaining cup finals you've watched?
Absolutely. And so the thing is, like, there's a couple cup finals that come to mind that I was like very invested in. Obviously being 2016, I think that's a wash. That's obviously your bias. When your team's in it, you should be invested.
But even that series, I can admit, was not as entertaining as this one.
Yeah. I think this one and 2018 versus Vegas, because one, Washington finally got over the hump, and two, this team that has no business being here is in the cup final.
I mean, 2018 had those moments like Holtby's the save and everything.
Yeah, the 2018 cup final. Overall, I think this is like the most unbelievable cup final I ever watched, the 2024 one. Mm-hmm. But I think my favorite will still go down as 2018 being my favorite cup final of all time.
The other one that comes to mind is 2011 Vancouver versus Boston,
which
is also very, very competitive. Final.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one felt refreshing.
Yeah.
The last few years, I think, were kind of dominant by one team.
Yeah.
Like we had Vegas last year.
I don't want to talk about that. That was a shitty cup final. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Colorado was dominant that entire playoff series.
That's what I was going to say. That was one of my favorite playoff runs I've ever seen from a team, but the finals itself was, it was fine.
Yeah, because they were so dominant.
Yeah, it was fine, I guess. Yeah.
And then you had 2 years of COVID, which no hate to the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it was COVID.
Yeah.
So
I think the Dallas, when they took down Dallas in 2020, that was a lot more impressive than the Montreal one. Because as soon as Montreal had no business being there, they had a Cinderella run and got their shit kicked in. Like,
just like,
Florida last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
and then the Blues one in 2019 was all right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I think a lot of people were stoked to see Boston lose more than St. Louis win.
Yeah. So. I remember nobody outside those two cities liked either team.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like, it was either screw Boston or screw St. Louis. And that was where you picked your what do you call it? Your loyalty.
Yeah.
So,
but definitely, I think 2024 is going to go down in one of the most memorable cup finals in history.
This final is definitely going to be like, even in let's say 5 to 10 years from now, this is going to be the final that everyone recaps. Like, do you remember when that miracle was almost pulled off? So,
but imagine if McDavid never wins a cup.
Yeah. Then this will be the huge what if. Yeah.
Go down in history.
I don't want to think like that because like he's just way too good for me to believe that he won't win it. But
I mean, I wanted to bring this up as well. Like, it seems like for recent cup winners, you had to have some sort of really hard playoff loss before you won the cup.
You think?
Yeah.
What about Colorado?
Colorado is the one exception.
Okay.
I could not think of one for Colorado and the one for St. Louis. And both of those were... St. Louis was just Jordan Binnington going on a massive Cinderella run himself.
Yeah.
Colorado was... I don't know. That one season, they just dominated everybody.
Yeah, and I was like, that is the most dominant playoff run I've ever seen.
So take those two anomalies out. But then you have Florida, who won this year, had to lose last year.
Yeah.
Vegas, who won last year, had that loss in 18 to the Capitals.
Yeah.
Before that was Colorado, which is the anomaly.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay won 2, but had that embarrassing loss in 2019.
Can you imagine if they blew it up after that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were this close.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis was an anomaly, and then Washington had very well documented playoff losses.
A lot of them to the Rangers, the Penguins, the Carolina Hurricanes.
So since 2018, it seems like okay, you've had to have that really hard playoff loss before you won the cup.
Yeah,
and this might be it for Edmonton.
I completely agree. I was like, I don't think this is it for Edmonton. I see them either running it back or something. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, a couple of things are definitely going to run back. Stuart Skinner has made his name as the starting goalie.
Yeah, I agree. He was phenomenal.
Chris Knobloch is keeping his job.
Yeah. I think Jay Woodcroft might be unemployed for a little bit longer.
Yeah. And, I could see Edmonton going out for a few more wingers, maybe a defenseman, because that Nurse-CC pairing was a little bit brutal.
Yeah.
So, there's some trimming on the edges they can do.
Yeah.
But you got to game 7 of the Stanley Cup final.
Also, last year when Florida lost to Vegas, we said there's some improvements here that could be made. Like, if you're an Oilers fan, you should be very proud of your team and very optimistic for the future.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely. Yep, we'll see McDavid back in the finals for sure.
I have a very hard time believing that this is his only finals. I just can't believe
he's way too good.
Yeah, he's way too good for this. So,
all right.
Yeah,
but I think that's all I had to say about this Cup final.
Yeah, and long live the Corey Perry curse and the Drake curse.
Oh, both still alive.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Drake bet $500,000 on both the Dallas Mavericks and the Edmonton Oilers. They both lost in the finals.
Rip.
Yeah. So
should we add Snoop Dogg to that list too?
Is he the good luck or bad luck?
No, the bad luck. He also put he made a statement that Oilers were going to win.
Oh man, damn! I like the guy.
Yeah, Ripperoni.
Yeah, there's certain curses you just got to adhere to, folks.
And that's hockey.
That's hockey.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the playoffs this year. We know we did, and we hope you guys enjoyed coming to Glass Seats to talk about it.
Yeah,
we have episodes out every week, so hit subscribe if you want more episodes. Hit a like if you liked this one. Helps us grow the show. And we'll see you next episode.
Peace.